Draftstars fam, we have our Saturday matchups now. We got the Eagles v the Dogs, Eagles versus the Sharks. We got Roosters v the Tigers there. And in our outside backs, there's a couple of clear top options. Teddy and Manu, obviously in their game against the Tigers. I really feel like Manu's going to have his day in the sun this week after two lighter games in a row, a 40 and a 43. Teddy obviously wasn't as great last week either, but I still think that these two can come out and dominate. And I'm banking on Joey Manu to come out and just beat Teddy in this one. Obviously a little bit cheaper price as well, 1,000 less. It's going to help you out trying to fill out that round, or that game, sorry. Okay, we move down. I think obviously any of the Dogs outside backs had a bit of an issue last week. There were so many handling errors, which didn't give them any opportunity to score points with tries, but also just getting out of their own end and doing a lot of that hard work where they get those tackle breaks and their run meters. So I think the collection of Addo-Carr, you've got obviously Carraz, you've got Braden Burns, Shop. All these guys have been scoring pretty well, right? And then last week had a pretty poor one. So I think guys like Burns and Carraz are a very sneaky option at that cheaper price, 11,800, 11,300 there. And then I would move to Joseph Suali'i, who has been playing super. And I think you can get him in your side again and expect somewhere around a 40 plus, especially against the Tigers there. So 13K, big win. On the Eels side, Gutho, Penasini, Sivo, same thing. Got absolutely smashed last week. So their scores suffered. And I think the three of them can do much better. I'd probably look to Gutho or Penasini rather than Sivo this week. Just for the fact that I think they have a little bit more upside than what Micah can do. Because if he's scoring a try, he's getting somewhere between that 40 to 45. Whereas he got some higher upside from guys like Penasini. Just a little bit, not too much, but he has that 50 in him. And then Gutho has the higher ones around that 60 mark, who is very on and off, 48, 67, and 33. But he's going to have to step up and lead and show that they're not just we'll play good for a couple of weeks and then we'll be poor for another. I think he needs to step up and do that. Kohler, so interesting one, Manly versus Cronulla. So obviously a tough matchup, but he's going to be playing in the one position and gives him a lot more touches. So I think he's going to be a solid one to pick up as well if you're looking in that game. Asuka Poa as well, who is up against the Roosters. If you're wanting to go cheap in the outside backs, he's had one light week last week, and the rest of them have been pretty solid, let's be honest, in the last 6 or 7. So he's a solid one. And then guys like Katie Dykes, I think, can come out and play a solid one again after getting the one try and the 38 points last week at $10,000. He would be a solid one to pick. And you got someone like Alfred Smalley, who got 33.7 in his one game, and he's 9K if you want to go all the way down to that price there. Halves and hookers. I think Dewey's a clear must-have. That's who I'll be throwing in at 20K. Nico Hines, pretty close to must-have in his matchup as well. You're going to have to pick some lighter outside backs, some lighter forwards in that matchup as well. I think their DCE I'd probably stay clear of in that matchup against the Sharks. I'd be going for Hines for sure. Burton's a solid one. I think he obviously needs a bit of a comeback after his 29.9. Anywhere above that 55 is what we're looking for there. And I think that they can have a decent matchup. Dogs v Para. Obviously, Para can come out and dominate. They could also get smashed, so anything in between. It's a little bit of a luck fest. I definitely think they'll come out and be better. So most likely they come out and smash the Dogs. But they got Moses back. They got Brown there. I would stay clear of Brown now with Moses back. I just think that there's better options around, in that game, for example. We've got Connor Watson and Verrills, both sneaky options. I think Verrills is the one you want to pick in this game. Had that one light game, but has been 45 plus every other. You've got a little bit lighter down. We've got guys like Jock Madden at 10.6. If you need someone at that price, he could be an interesting one as well to get you a mid-30 score. We move to the forwards, and Sean Lane, just keep picking him, lock him in, get it done. Offend Galway is a very solid one as well, coming off a 58 and a 64 at that 20k price is a very nice one there. You've got McInnes there as an interesting one, so he's 19k. He had a real big one last week, the 56, had a 66 a couple of weeks ago. So for him, you're looking to get 55 plus. Can he get that with Finucane there? I think he might be able to because Rudolph is out this week. So that's something I'd be thinking of there. I still think Nat Butcher is a great option. So you're coming off 450s in a row at that almost 18,000 price. Gets you some value there. Crichton's going to be a little bit more up and down. Madison, I just think a little bit too inconsistent for mine. I would steer clear at this point. If we go lower down, you've got guys like Lodge, who's been pretty solid, to be honest. 3 great scores out of the last 4, so at 14.5k, he's always a good one. Davies coming off a light one, so I might avoid him, and I would rather go for a different option in that one, let's be honest. But if that's the way you need to play it, or that's the amount of cash you have left, then he could be a way to play it. You got Raymond Fatala Mariner, who I think if he can get the 80 minutes on the edge, is going to have a good one. He got the 60 last week, which was huge, through that big minutes there. Kelma Tuolangi had a low one last week, but he's been consistent, so he could definitely come back and have an improved game. Egan Butcher continues to get good minutes off the bench, but again, a little bit expensive now at 13k. Pole at 11.9, so he's had really consistent, a really consistent last 3 games. So check him out if you're looking at him, along with Musgrove, who's 600 bucks cheaper and has a low of 36 in his last 3 weeks, which is obviously lovely. And then you got Harrison Edwards. There's a good chance he moves back to the bench, and if he doesn't, he could be a solid one, somewhere between 30 to 45 there for him, I would say. And lower than that, you've got the try-scoring opportunities that Hamlin Newelly or Hunt give off. And then guys like Freebarn, who didn't get many minutes last week, unfortunately, for the much lower score. So just be aware of him. Could come out and do well, also might struggle. So they are my selections for that Saturday contest, guys. Again, jump in the description, hit that sign-up link, and get cranking with Draftstars. I hope you have a great weekend and have plenty of luck on this Saturday. See you later, team.